Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric from winwiththepass.com. Here comes video 2 about an efficient and effective weight room. Let's get it rolling. Okay, so a quick reminder from video 1. In video 1, we established that we want to keep the kids in the weight room for about 45 minutes to an hour, especially during the off season, when their time is limited, when they have a lot of other things on their plate. So that is the premise that we are going to begin with today. We're going to adopt a premise that we have about an hour and that we have 8 to 10 racks in our weight room. I think that is a pretty common number and a pretty common level of equipment that most of us have. So 45 to 50 guys or so, 8 to 10 racks, and about an hour. All right, that's our premise. So how can we build a workout to minimize time and maximize efficiency? Let's check it out. So as you see here on the screen, this is an example from our program. This is winter day 13. So let's start at the very top. We're going to identify what the focus is for the day. We're going to identify the type of workout that we're doing, and we're also going to give the kids a quote of the day, something they can focus on and something that can kind of inspire them. So you see on this day, the quote of the day is, "The strongest iron is forged with the hottest fire." I think that's a great quote, right? It gives you a chance to sit the kids down, maybe right before warm-ups or right before you get into the weight room, and talk to them about how trials and tribulation actually produce strength, right? I mean, that's awesome. So I love to start workouts with a quote of the day, and every workout in our program is going to have a quote of the day to help you get your team focused and get your team inspired. After we identify the focus of the day, then we go into the dynamic warm-up. Now, every day we're going to start with a dynamic warm-up, and I have slated 10 minutes for that. So we'll just go outside on the grass, or if you have turf, you can go outside on the turf. If it's snowing, you can actually do this right inside the weight room because you can do all of these things in place as well, right? I wrote them as, sets of 15 yards, but you could do them in place just as easily. So there's a collection of dynamic warm-up moves there that we are going to do to get the kids ready to get ready to lift, right? So when they come in the weight room, they've already broken a sweat, their muscles are loose, and we can dive right into the circuit. So as we go through this dynamic warm-up, you can see we have walking lunges, we have RDLs, we have punter walks, we have quads, we have high knees, we have butt kickers, we have A-skips, we have broad jumps, we have a sprint. These are all things that are going to get the body ready, get the kids to break a sweat, and get them ready to dive into the circuit. A couple things about the dynamic warm-up. Number one, don't skip it. I know there's a temptation, it's just a warm-up, but this really is going to get the kids ready, keep them from getting injured, and it's also going to make it so you don't have to do warm-up sets. I hate warm-up sets. I hate wasting 15 minutes of weight room time, kids just warming up with a set of hang cleans or a set of bench or a set of squat. This will warm them up so you can skip that. Number two, you can use the dynamic warm-up to train explosion, right? You don't have to just wait for the agility circuit on Wednesdays to train explosion. Train explosion every single day during the dynamic warm-up. So don't skip it, and make sure you coach during the dynamic warm-up. Okay, once the warm-up is over, now it's time to dive in to the circuits for the day. So again, trying to maximize the efficiency of our workout, I've divided this workout up into 2 20-minute circuits. Each circuit contains 3 exercises. So if we have 4 kids on a rack, 1 kid will be the spotter, 3 kids will be doing a movement during the entirety of that 20 minutes, okay? So as you look at circuit number 1, you can see our focus is bench. When I design these circuits, I like to think of them in terms of tier 1 exercises and tier 2 exercises, or central exercises and ancillary exercises, right? Our tier 1 exercises are what they need to be for football: bench, squat, clean, deadlift, pull-up, right? Those are the things you need to be a good football player. Our ancillary moves are moves that train us to do the other moves better, right? So one-legged squats, squat jumps, decline push-ups, power push-ups, lunge jumps, okay? All of the things, shoulder press, right? All of the things that help us get better at our core lifts. So when you look at our circuit, you're going to see a central exercise, right? A tier 1 exercise. That is the bench on the first circuit. So when you look at circuit number 1, you will see it is bench, it is one-legged squat, and it is jump knee tuck, okay? Bench is our focus. That's the one that takes place on the rack. There's a kid there, there's a spotter there. The other 2 exercises, the ancillary exercises, don't need a rack. They can be done in the corner of a weight room. They can be done right next to the rack that the kids are using. What it does, again, it allows you to maximize your space. So you don't have kids standing around waiting to do their bench. Have them do something else that trains them for something that is necessary to be a great football player, right? So in this case, they're gonna do some one-legged squats, and they're gonna do some jump knee tucks, and then they're gonna rotate through that circuit. So for bench, they're gonna do 4 sets of 8. For one-legged squats, they're gonna do 2 sets of 8 on each leg, or also 4 sets of 8. And for jump knee tuck, they're gonna do 4 sets of 12, right? So they will rotate through that circuit 4 times, and when they are completed, the 20 minutes will be up. Okay, let's look at circuit number 2. All right, circuit number 2, the core exercise here, the central exercise, the tier 1 exercise is the pull-up. I'll talk a little bit about pull-ups really quick. Pull-ups are the embarrassment of youth. There are so many kids that just can't do pull-ups, and because they can't do pull-ups, they never do pull-ups, and therefore they can't do pull-ups, right? So in this workout, you have to have pull-ups, right? They're so necessary, right? It's an ulterior move to the bench press. It's good for shoulder stability and strength. It's really, really, really important. So we put pull-ups as a central exercise for one reason. That way you can always have a spotter. So the kids that can't even do pull-ups, can't do any pull-ups, will have a spotter there to help them lift their legs so they can get used to that movement and get used to that level of load, right? So they can get better at pull-ups as we progress through the program. So our core exercise, our tier 1 exercise in circuit number 2 is the pull-up. Our tier 2 exercise is the shoulder press. And our tier 3 exercise is the super burpee. Now, you'll see here, the super burpee is basically a burpee with bringing your knee across and doing a push-up in between every set, right? So you're gonna go down, you're gonna do a push-up, you're gonna bring your knee across, you're gonna do another push-up, bring your knee across, then you're gonna come up and you're gonna explode up like you would on a standard burpee, okay? So again, I wanna draw attention to these second tier exercises. These are exercises that are training explosiveness, right? They are building strength for the key exercises, for the bench and for the squat. So, and for the pull-up. In this case, the super burpee is training explosiveness, right? Which is gonna help you in the power clean and obviously help you be a better football player. But all of these exercises don't take up any space in the weight room. You will notice we paired shoulder press with pull-up because pull-up and shoulder press both don't require a bar. You only need a bar for shoulder press. You don't need a bar for pull-up, right? This is the problem when most people design workouts. They build these sets and they don't think about the fact that, oh, wait a second, if Bobby's using the bar, then Johnny has to wait until Bobby's done. No, don't make Johnny wait, right? Let Johnny do something productive while Bobby is on the bar, and then they can rotate, right? So that is the purpose of these circuits. So you take 20 minutes focusing on 1 core exercise and 2 ancillary exercises, then 20 more minutes focusing on the next tier 1 exercise and 2 more ancillary movements. Run through that and trust me, your kids will be tired, they will be sweating, they will be completely exhausted. This is a heck of a program, right? It trains explosiveness, it trains flexibility, it trains strength. It's gonna make them a better football player, and you can do the whole thing in about 45 minutes to an hour. It's also really important to note that our circuits do not overtrain the same muscle group, right? So if we are doing the bench as our core exercise, we're not going to do a push-up in that same circuit. We're gonna do something that focuses on the legs or something that focuses on explosion, right? The same thing goes for the pull-up. So if we do the pull-up, we're not gonna exercise the back in that same circuit. This allows your ancillary movement to be a rest period for your tier 1 exercise, right? That's key. Don't let the kids stand around and rest. Make them work a different muscle group while they're resting, right? The only kid that really gets a rest in this entire process is the kid that is spotting. Okay, so that's really important. If you're gonna design your own circuits, or if you're gonna adopt our circuits, however you do it, make sure you're not overtraining the same muscle group in a single circuit. Okay, once you finish the second circuit, you've now gone through the dynamic warm-up and you've gone through two 20-minute circuits. I love to end with a burnout move. I like to call it winning time, right? Because we all know we win games at the end of the game. We win games in the fourth quarter. So this move at the end, these 2 to 3 minutes, really makes the kids push, it makes them focus, they know it's coming and they know it's gonna be hard. Right? So on this day, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a minute straight of push-ups right into a minute straight of jump knee tucks. And trust me, when they get done, they will be completely wiped, completely dead, okay? These winning time movements are usually a repeat of something that we have done or a version of something that we have done earlier in the day, right? So we did jump knee tucks during circuit number 1, and we did push-ups and bench press. So we did super burpee, which is a push-up movement, and we did bench press, which trains obviously the chest and the triceps as well. So we are burning those muscles out for 2 to 3 minutes straight with no rest. Okay, so we'll do them in a call out. Sometimes I'll just make them go to failure. You can do it a variety of different ways, but I think it's important to bring all your guys together for that last 2 to 3 minutes and really make them burn it out. After winning time, you'll see that I always include a portion for stretching, right? I include about a 3-minute stretching cool down period. I know it's easy to skip this, okay? I know that the kids are running off to class or they're running off to practice or they're running off home or whatever, and it's easy to say, oh, the workout's over. But you gotta increase flexibility, and after the workout is the best time to do that. Right? It's going to increase flexibility, and it's also going to reduce lactic acid so that tomorrow when they come to the workout, they're not nearly as sore. So make sure you don't skip the stretch at the end of the workout. All right, the last thing on the workout is the winter sport modifications. Remember, this workout is for winter day 13. That means we have kids in the weight room who are wrestling, who are playing basketball, and in some states like California, maybe playing soccer as well. So how do we handle those guys? We know they need to lift, but I think we've already established, if you go back to video number 1, we've established that they don't need to do everything, okay? I like to look at it this way. I want to reduce the load on their body, and I want to reduce the impact to the ground, okay? Here's what I mean by that. They're gonna go out after school and they're gonna run, okay? The basketball team is gonna run, they're gonna cut, they're gonna stop, they're gonna move. They don't need to do jump knee tucks in the morning or during PE or right after school, okay? The same thing goes for a soccer kid. Even a baseball kid, right? They're gonna run the bases, they're gonna run poles. They don't need to have the constant impact that a lot of these workouts call for. So I like to reduce impact. I also like to reduce load. That means I'm gonna take weight off of their percentages, and I'm also going to reduce either the amount of reps or the amount of sets that they are doing. Okay, so when you look at the winter sport modifications for winter day 13, you can see what they are for this particular workout. Okay, we reduced their bench down to 3 sets at 55% of their max, which is less than the rest of the guys were doing, 1 less set as well as a lesser percentage. We replaced jump knee tucks with crunches, right? It's a similar movement, it's training the core, and it's training core strength and some flexibility, but it doesn't have the impact that a jump knee tuck does. We replaced the super burpee with a standard burpee to save their shoulders and save their chest a little bit. They're still working on some explosiveness, but they're not overtraining the chest muscles too much. And we also are allowing them to stretch instead of going through winning time, okay, which was remember the minute of jump knee tucks and the minute of push-ups. So notice what we did not do. We did not reduce their pull-ups. We did not reduce their shoulder press. And the reason is it doesn't overtrain their legs, and they're not huge load-bearing exercises that are going to make them tired for practice later in that day. So the modifications are designed very specifically so that the kids can go through the workout and still be at peak physical condition when they go to practice later. Remember, the reason we want to do this, it's for the sake of the kid, it keeps them healthy, but it also creates unity amongst your coaches. You want the basketball coach on your side. You want the baseball coach on your side. You want the track coach and the wrestling coach on your side. So use these winter sport modifications and help your guys stay healthy and still be able to perform at the highest level possible while maintaining a level of strength so that when they come back, they're ready to go right into your off-season program. All right, so there you have it. A 56-minute workout that trains explosion, focusing on the bench press and the pull-up, and also maximizes your space while minimizing the amount of time that kids actually have to spend in the weight room. But that's only one day. We have 365 days that we have to go through. So next time, we're gonna look at how to take this model, this circuit training efficient model, and how to apply it over the entirety of the season and the off season. So look for that next time. Make sure you check out my blog, winwiththepass.com, and you can always send me an email at eric@winwiththepass.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you in a couple days with video number 3.